Okay, so far we've added a close method to the auction class, and we figured out how we can iterate over the collection. So now we have to print out details. And actually, I encourage you to really work through these exercises step by step like this, making sure that you can compile things as you go. So let's see. So what do we need to do in order to print out details? Well, first I just want to point out one of the reasons you were running into trouble here with yours was you have here lots.getHighestBid, and there's a couple of problems with this. So one problem is that getHighestBid, well, getHighestBid is a method, so it needs to have parentheses here. But also, getHighestBid is a method in the lot class. If we look inside the lot class, we can see getHighestBid is a method in the lot class. It's not a method of the ArrayList class. Okay, so lots, remember, lots with an S is an ArrayList object. So even though it's a collection of lot objects, it's not a lot object itself. It's a collection, an ArrayList object. Okay, so you can't call you can't call lot methods directly on the collection. So what you have to do is you use the for each loop to pull out individual lot elements, and then you can call, getHighestBid or whatever on, you can call different methods on that lot object. And just to review, that's in section 2.21 on calling methods. So if you look, and they give the example of getLoginName, what you can do is you can call a method on another object by using this dot notation, right? But the object, it has to be an object that, since name is an object of type string, it belongs to this, it's an instance of the string class, then you can call substring on it. Okay, but it has to be an instance of the right class before you can call a method on it. Okay, so here it says both name and ID are string objects, and the string class has a method substring with the following header. Okay, so ArrayList does not have a method called getHighestBid, but lot does. So this call is perfect right here. Lot.getHighestBid with the parentheses, and then calling these other things. That's fine. So let's see then. So what did we want to do? So we want to use a for each loop that does what? Oh, and print out details of the lots. Okay, well, let's start with some basic information here. Let's start with the let's start with the well, let's see what kind of basic information do we have. What can we pull out of a lot? So if we look at the fields, it has a number and a description and a highest bid, right? So highest bid, we're going to have to do a little work to make sure that that's not null. Okay, that's a kind of a more complicated object because it's a bid object, right? So let's look at that last. Let's start by looking at number and description and how we can print those out. So we have a number field and a description field. Notice these are private. We can't access them directly from the lot class, and that's the way we want it. We want to encapsulate those fields, but we use accessors to get the number and get the description. Okay, and there's also a discussion on accessor and mutator methods. I think it's somewhere in chapter 2 also. Oh yeah, section 2.8, accessor and mutator methods. So there's a discussion of these. So basically what we do is we hide the specific fields and we use the accessors, we use public accessor methods to give grant access. And there's discussion in there about why we do that. But if you have questions on that, you can ask me. But anyway, we have this get number method and get description method. So we can use that in our close method here, and we can say, we know to print stuff out we need system, and notice system is the name of a class. So this is actually, we're calling it, we're accessing system.out, which is a public field in the a static public field in the system class. And then on that object we can call println. And we're going to have to print something and then a semicolon after it. So what we're going to print is, we could print, let's see, blot dot, well, we have that method get number. Okay, and remember we need these parentheses because this is a method name. So this is, so we're calling the get number method on the individual lot object, and that'll get that individual lot's number. And then we have a string get description. So we could do that too. So we can combine these, right? We could say plus, let's put a colon in between and a space, and then blot dot get description. Okay, so this is a similar kind of deal to the calling methods example in chapter 2, I think. Here. Yeah. Because we're using dot notation to call a method, and we're kind of kludging together those two things. So let's just make sure that this compiles. What am I looking for? Oh, let's make sure this compiles. Okay. I forgot to put a plus there. So we're adding together. We have 3 strings really, or 3 things that we're putting together. This number actually is an int, but it's going to get converted to a string because we're plussing it with other strings. Okay, so so at this point, actually, we should be able to, if we have lots, we should be able to print them out. And actually, you know what? I think that's what I'll do for the next video, is let's set up a test for our close method. I probably should have done that before I did anything else, but we'll set up a test for it and try out what we have so far.